To this now, the Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu's steering committee was due to receive feedback today from a task team set up to investigate interventions in North West. The team, consisting of technical experts from the Department of Water and Sanitation, Magalies Water, the provincial, district and local government, have been meeting every week to devise a strategy on how to provide permanent solutions for communities across the province. Risimati Mathye is the Deputy Director General for Water Services Management. Risimati, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. We all know the problems that communities in North West have getting water. What interventions are you able to make?
Thanks for having us, Kevin. The whole intervention is about doing clinical assessment on what are the key strategic projects that the minister is basically championing together with the Premier and all the water service authorities in the North West. So the intention is to streamline what are the key strategic projects that are integrated from the water resources and also from your more reticulation as well as the sanitation services. So the intention is to prioritize and also integrate the different grant fundings that the government is putting in these municipalities to accelerate service delivery. So the intention is basically around that. I mean, a more collaborative model, yeah.
People, particularly in places like Newzroom, must just be so frustrated with the lack of water there. Is there any hope that those water situations, that the situation for people in areas like that is actually going to improve? And it's not just Newzroom, it's many places around North West.
Yeah, you see, the intention is to basically integrate this project into implementation. There have been a lot of projects. Yes, people are frustrated. And for the information, North West is one of the rich provinces in terms of groundwater, which is strategically becoming one of our strategic water resources as a department. So we are looking into that, and also what are the key water resources projects that can be accelerated in the short term to ensure that at least the different communities in the province have access to water and sanitation services.
Is it possible to put any timelines to this about when people should feel an improvement, should see an improvement?
The clinical team met for 3 days between the 26th and the 28th. The report was presented today to the political steering committee. We have a week now to at least reprioritize those projects. As you may know, Stephen, there are a lot of key projects that are critical, but however, due to limited resources, we have to identify what are the key projects. So this week we are finalizing that list to prioritize the key projects, which next week, Monday, the consolidated report will go back to the Minister, the Premier, and the technical stakeholder, which will then also identify where funding will come from, and thereafter timelines will basically be outlined. So by the end of this month, we are talking of a complete action plan of which dates of implementation from design, construction, and so forth will basically follow towards the middle of this year.
Risimati, I realize you didn't cause this problem. It's been a long time in the making. But when people hear about timelines and steering committee and political heads and all the rest, all they want is to see an engineer in their community, in their village, fixing the water. You can imagine the frustration. I realize that you've got to get all the plans in the right place and everything's got to work. I understand that. But I think people just want to see action.
You are right. People want to see action, but what we also need to make everyone aware is there have been quite a lot of investment in the past, as well as this integrated planning that was happening in municipalities. Now, this intervention is quite different because as the department, we are not saying we are sending the grants to municipalities without following them and assisting them in terms of capacity challenges. So this is quite different. And of course, people are frustrated, but the one good thing about it, this one, Stephen, is because we have the local authorities that are part of this, the communities are being represented. So we are basically talking from the same platform where technical issues meet specifically what the community expects. So this is quite different from the previous interventions that were done. And also the timeline, we are not talking about next year or so. We're just finalizing the plans of which by March, April, some of these projects should start being on the ground to be implemented.
Risimati, thank you. Risimati Mathye is Deputy Director General for Water Services Management at the Department of Water Affairs and Sanitation.